I wrote this lyric back when my sister got married about 10 years ago. I wrote her a song, and I produced a song, and I sang on the song. And the chorus goes like this: Love is the answer to the questions of the universe. You only have one life, and you can't live it in reverse. So peace be with you because you're each other's greatest true proponent. So take the time and appreciate every single moment. So think about that for a second because it's actually true. Because love is the answer to the questions of the universe. Because anytime you want to solve something, whether it's within you, within somebody else, you want to solve a problem, if you put love into the equation, if you put peace into the equation, if you bring everything down, right? You bring everything down to a level that is grounded because that is the essence of everything. A lot of people say that God is love or the universe is love. I tend to believe that. I actually believe that because we wouldn't exist without it. That we were loved. We're only here because we were loved fundamentally. Because if our parents didn't love us, then we would have been abandoned. At the first sign of trouble, it would have been, oh, on to the next. So the reason we actually exist is because of this presence, this force of love. We don't know where it came from, but it precedes us and it flows through us as we change the world, as we change other people. So it's just a part of us. And that's why I always talk about self love, compassion, positive self regard, treating yourself with respect. Even though you're going through a process, you're living your life, you're building your character, you're living by certain principles, you always have to regard yourself with compassion, with understanding, with encouragement, with love when you do make mistakes and when you do fail. The reason why is because that is the only way you want to be related to. Because if you think about it like this, put yourself back into your shoes when you were a kid, when you were 5 years old. The way you speak to yourself on a regular basis, you get down on yourself, frustrated, or I should have done this, I shouldn't have done that, or I fucked up there, I'm such an idiot. I should be working faster. I'm not where I need to be. I'm not ahead. Look at all these people. Imagine if the way you talk to yourself is the way somebody spoke to you when you were five or when you were 10. Well, how would that make you feel? Would that motivate you? Would that make you feel good? Would that make you feel like you were accepted and loved? Would that make you feel confident? Would that make you feel open and willing to engage with other people? Would that make you feel secure? Would that make you feel secure internally and validated internally? No, that's why we have all of these issues of insecurity and not feeling validated and feeling unloved and always chasing for attention and doing all of these things because we can't have perfect existences, which is why when you get into adulthood, you have a superpower. You have access to superpowers, which is you're now an adult who can use his or her brain in a way that fundamentally can change your entire existence internally and externally. So this video is really just a message for you to really take some time every single day and really show love to yourself, show appreciation to yourself, appreciate God, right? Appreciate the universe, appreciate the things that are around you that allowed you to do what you do and have what you have. Because you could sit down sometimes and before you have a meal, you can really think about the painstaking time it took for people to actually prepare, to grow and prepare the thing that you're eating. Like one of my favorite meals is I'll have some grilled chicken with sweet potatoes, chopped sweet potatoes that are seasoned, and gazpacho and some hot sauce. And I'm just thinking about every single part of that entire chain, that distribution and supply chain. The people who made the bottles, made the hot sauce, sourced the hot peppers, found the sweet potatoes, shipped them over, chopped them up, put them in containers. Uh, People who grew chickens for a period of God knows how long, and then kill the chickens, feather the chickens, sent them to the grocery store. The olive oil that I'm using, fresh pressed from Greece, organic. I mean, just think about what you have. Just think, like, just look around and see what is in your life. And when you think about when you think about life in that way, and in the frame of this is amazing, like I'm just so grateful that I could just be alive and be breathing and just be a part of this existence. Because the thing is that even when you're not in a good situation, the best thing that you can do is really be grateful for yourself first. Because I understand that what I'm saying, sometimes it's a lot easier to feel that way when you're already feeling good, or if you change your environment because your environment is really bogging you down. Maybe you're living with like a tyrannical parent or something like that, or you're in a toxic relationship. I understand how that can be, and how it's really hard to be grateful. But the first thing that we can do, if we can't be grateful for other things, is really just be grateful and to attend and to love ourselves, and to really show ourselves respect and not treat ourselves like crap, and to treat ourselves as if we are worthy of respect and admiration and love and and acknowledgement. Because if you don't do that, then nobody's going to do that. And when other people do that, and you've probably seen this or experienced this yourself, when other people give you compliments, you're like, oh, it's nothing, or oh, I didn't do anything, or oh, ha, ha, and you just kind of shy away from the compliment because you don't even think, if you've ever experienced that, because you don't even think that you're worth that, which means that you haven't generated any feelings of real solid confidence and acknowledgement that is pointed towards yourself. So you haven't allowed yourself to do that because you feel like if you do that, you're somehow breaking the image that has been constructed, that was constructed for you, that has been conditioned, and that you have perpetuated through your own actions and through your own words. And you begin to believe that that's who you are. So when when people talk about self sabotage, the reason that occurs is because things are going well to the degree that threatens the old identity in a sense. And when that happens, the other part of you that is more deeply rooted in, deeply conditioned, will act against this part of you that's trying to grow. That's why you always have to look within and talk to yourself and really reflect and develop a really good dialogue with yourself and do practices on a regular basis, because initially they are going to feel inauthentic when you start to love yourself and feel grateful and give yourself respect and to recognize yourself. It's going to feel authentic because really you haven't, it's just foreign, it's just a foreign experience, and of course it's going to feel inauthentic because you haven't done it before. But you want to be able to do it on a regular basis and speak in words that you would naturally speak to yourself, so that way you can start to ingrain that in your being, and you can start to install a filter in your brain so that you start to see yourself, you start to see the world, you start to see other people through that new filter that you're installing. If you don't actively install it, it's other filters are going to be installed for you by other people, by the world, by social media, by the media, by your friends, by whoever. So you're going to have to do that for yourself. But of course, I'm here to support you. That's why I record all these videos. By the way, I just created a TikTok account, which is pretty cool. So it's kind of similar to my YouTube shorts, if you haven't seen those. And by the way, look at my shorts. I think those are pretty good. And that's it. This is kind of like a reminder video. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video. And if you like the way I explain things, I do group calls in my free school group every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to speak to me personally, you like the way I explain things, please join me in that group. And that's it for me. Until next time, I will see you soon.